We have given like this, right? We have written like this. Now it opened the file actually. You see the file has been executed, but see where the text has been written? In the nodes, recording nodes. The reason because it was focused. As soon as I kept the key here, focus went to here. As I told you, it will not send on a particular object. We cannot specify a particular object. Wherever the focus goes, at the time of that method is executing, wherever the focus goes, keys will be sent on that particular focused object. That's a problem there. The reason why, because whenever you run the file was opening very fast, and file was a little bit slow and script was very fast. And you can see that file was opening in minimized mode. Or file was not focused. As soon as it opened, file was not focused. Now what I will do is, after opening the file, I will say, not app activate, I will say, I will give some wait period here. That leads to that sleep, and I will give maybe 5 seconds. That leads to that sleep 5000 means it's 5 seconds. Now the file is in focus mode. You see, the text has been sent on. Because when we give that wait period, right, file will be opened and will become in active mode. Okay, so you need to give some wait period, because before it executing or send keys, what's happening after opening the file is taking little time to open, but before the file gets activated or before file gets opened after running, that send keys method was started executing. So that's the reason why even the file is open, file is not coming to the active mode. If we give some wait period, file will be executed. It will take little time to come to active mode. So that's the reason we are giving some wait period. So now we can see that it is working. Then let me give some wait period. Let's understand how normally it works. WSH dot wait. Let us see how exactly that works now. I'm giving some wait period for each and every method. Okay. File is open. First it has to press down arrow. You can see down arrow has been pressed, and then it should press N. Press N. Then it should press enter key. It press, and then it will press normal string. So that's how it works. But Control S actually, Control S is not working properly. Okay. So Control S, otherwise it would have saved. But okay, there is another way that to use that. Control S. I'll come back to that again. You need to activate the application, and then you need to send the Control S on application level, not inside the editor. Okay, usually. So I'll come back to that again. But did you get what is meant by send keys? And whenever you need to deal with keyboard directly, without using the events or the objects and all, if you want to perform keyboard operations and all, we use send keys method. Anywhere, wherever you want to use. There are certain situations when we are automating application, we will get those situations. Okay, where we have to use. As I told, in certain objects, we may need to type one by one key from keyboard. We cannot directly set entire value in the field. Or sometimes, we may, after setting the value, we have to press the tab. Forcefully, we need to press the tab key. Then only the values of all will be populated. So in all such cases we use send keys. Okay. So send keys method is used to operate the keyboard. Okay, next. So this is run method and this is pop-up method and send keys. Next, what we need to do is, assume sometimes what happens is, let me open an application. I have the application like this. Okay, I have the application like this. And I have opened two applications. Right? One is Orange HRM, second one is Google. Okay, but I'm dealing with Orange HRM now. I need to work with the Orange HRM application. But that Orange HRM application is hiding behind this Google browser. Now I'm performing some of the events. Just assume that we are performing some events on the application, but those events will be performed or can be performed only when the Orange HRM is in front of all the applications. It has to come to the front, then only we can perform the events. But there are some other applications are hiding the Orange HRM here. Right? So you can see that Google is on top of all applications and Orange HRM is behind Google browser. I need to bring that Orange HRM to the front end. Then only I will be able to perform the actions. Then how you can bring that application to the front end? So there is one more method available here. Send WSH dot. Can you see a method called app activate? App activate method is used to bring an application to the front end or activate an application by title. You need to give the exact title there. And say Orange HRM. So the WSH object dot app activate and then give the title. And when I run it, you see that application is coming to the front end. So I'm just hiding them behind. So there are a lot of applications. Orange HRM is hiding completely behind it. Now when I run this application, Orange HRM is coming to the front. So this app activate is used to bring the application to the front. In case if that application is not available, no application is available with the given title, syntax is like this. Syntax is like this: app activate and then window title. App activate and window title. Okay. So if no window available in that title, no application will be activated. In case if multiple windows are there with the same title, okay, now there are two with same title, it will get the first one. If there are two windows or more windows are there with the same title, that whatever you have provided here, I have given Orange HRM as a title, you have to give the title of that particular window. Maybe if it is browser, title of the browser you need to provide. If it is window, and you can give the title. If it is file, and you can give the title of the file. If two files are there with the same name, with the same title, it takes the first one automatically. So this is app activate method. App activate method is used to bring the application to the front end. Okay. Then Next. So this is about app activator. We are going to see everything later, okay, with the real situations. But getting what I am saying here, each method. So each method has got one purpose here. Run method is used to run the files or run anything from command prompt. Whereas send keys is used to deal with the keyboard, like shortcut keys or any keys that you want to press from keyboard directly. We use send keys. Then pop-up is used to display the pop-ups which closes automatically. In case if user doesn't take any action, then it will close automatically instead of waiting. Normal message box, it will wait till the user takes any action. So user must have to take an action, either click on S button or close no button or anything, but he must have to press. User must have to press. And whereas send keys, okay, we have app activate is used to bring the application to the front. In case if the application is hiding behind some other applications, then if you want to bring it to the front, then you can use app activate. Yes. You can use okay. Right. You have asked my question now. Okay, in case if you want to run the browser, right, with a specific URL, that's what your question is. Okay, WSH.run. Which one you want to run? Chrome or Internet Explorer? So Chrome.exe. You give the file name, process name, okay, Chrome.exe, and then give the URL. HTTP enterprise.demo.rshRM.com. This is our URL, right? So you have to give file, which file need to be executed, and URL is the argument for that particular file. I did not save it. I didn't save it. You can see, or you can also say any other. Right? And if you want to run in Internet Explorer, you give instead of Chrome.exe, iExplore.exe. Default browser. Whatever the browser is default, it will be. Chrome is a default browser. Okay, so normally you can set the default browsers. Right? If Internet Explorer is the default browser, that will be executed in Internet Explorer. Okay, if you give only URL, it runs with the default browser. Normally, see, the run method is very simple here. Run method is nothing but whatever you run from command prompt. So it will, everything will be executed from command prompt. Okay, how normally we run the files, everything from the command prompt. Same thing, run method is. Got? Okay. So other thing is now, what I need is, I need to deal with the environment variables which are available at system level. I just told what is meant by environment variable. There are some variables available at system level, and if you see, you can store the values there in those variables, and then if you store the values, those environment variables can be accessed by any of the application in the system. You can access anywhere. You can access from Excel by using macros. You can access by Word by using macros, or you can access from any of the program, not only in VBScript. Later, even if you write JavaScript, then you can still access. Or if you write Java, you can still access. If you can write C#, then you can access. From any language, you can access those variables, and from different applications, you can access those variables. So sometimes what we need to do is, okay, this will come little later, but not now. This is too early for you to get that situation. But when in the automation and all, or when we are doing framework and all, so what we do is we generate some Excel macro files and all. We create some Excel macros or different configuration files we create. Then in the Excel macros and all, we define some forms. Then whatever the forms that we write there, we will provide some fields there. Okay, say just now we have used launching the browser and all, but we may need to launch the browser and different. We may need to launch our application in different browsers. Sometimes I need to run my script in Internet Explorer. Sometimes I need to run my script in Chrome browser. Sometimes I need to run my script in Firefox browser. All this. So I will define 3 radio buttons there, option buttons: Chrome or Internet Explorer or Firefox. User can select any of the options there in the form. Then my tool should work according to the option that which has been selected by user. Similarly, I have different environments that I may need to execute. I may need to execute my scripts in big environment sometimes. I may need to execute my script in QA environment, or I may need to execute my script in staging environment like this pre-production environment and all. So in such cases, then instead of going and changing in the tool every time, I will create some option buttons in the Excel form. Saying I will just, user can select any of. If user wants to execute in Dev, script should be executed in Dev. It should automatically launch the Dev application and then it should execute. So I am doing some settings in Excel macro files in the forms and all. Those settings should be should read by tool, automation tool. Tool should work according to the settings. Then how those setting information will be passed to the tool? By using this environment variables and all. So those forms we generally use Excel macros. By using those Excel macros, we create the values in environment variables. Tool will read the values from same environment variables which are created by macros. So like this, from one application to another application, settings done in one application, if you want to read those values or settings in another application, what you can do, you can take the help of this environment variables and all. That is one of the situation which we use, where we use with the environment variables and all. Normally this comes when you are defining automation frameworks and all. Got what I am saying, sir? Okay. But for now, that is not in it's not in our scope to understand the framework, all those and all Excel macros and all. That will come slowly. Okay. So once you become expertise in scripting. Okay. But first for now we will understand only how to deal with this environment variables and how to create the environment variable or how to read the value from environment variable and all, whatever are there at system level. Okay. Then you can say WSH dot, there is something called environment. Okay, WSH dot environment. If we say that WSH dot environment, this will connect to environment variable section in that system environment variable section. Then again, there are 2 types of environment variables we have seen when I opened. What is that? One is system, second one is user. User variables and system variables you can call it as. By default, it will be connected to system. By default, it will connect to system. Then in case if you want to connect to user, then you have to say environment of user. If you say environment of user, then it will connect to user environment variables. If you say normal WSH environment, it will connect to system environment variables. Dot. There are methods like count, item, remove, length. Length and count same. Use the count of the environment variables. Whereas item is used to access particular environment variable, whatever is available, or to create the environment variable also. Remove, to remove an environment variable which is already created. That's Okay. So now let me go to the system level now. See, understand what properties we have as of now. Properties. Sorry, what not properties? What variables available? You can see there are many variables at user level. Right? Some variables are there. At system level, we have a lot of variables. You can see. Right? Now, what I will do is I want to get the name of the value of the variable OS. Environment.item of OS. I am retrieving the value. Retrieve the value. So what is the syntax here? The WSH object dot environment dot item of variable name. Yes. And in case if the variable is there, it retrieves the value from the variable, whatever the value, correct value is set for that variable. In case if the variable is not there, that variable is not there. In case if the variable is not there, it will not return any error. It will not throw any error. Instead, it will do blank, empty. So if the environment variable is there, it will retrieve the environment variable value. In case if the variable is not there, then it will return empty value. And remember that now this variable is there, OS, right? But case is different. So what's happening? It is still retrieving. Case is not a matter. Variable can. Getting what I'm saying here? Okay. So this is again user level. Now, okay, what I am doing is here, sorry, that is system level. I am giving this variable name. There is some value for this already. Even though that variable is there, still it is returning empty. You know the reason why it is empty? Because it is going to the system environment variable here, not the user variable. So if you want to go to the user variable, you say environment of user. It retrieves the value, whatever the value is available or whatever the value is set for, that is the value. Okay. Now, that's how we retrieve the value. Next is, I may need to create a new variable. So in such cases, what you do? Same method you use item to create item of. I will create a variable called just value. Some value I am giving there. Same item method only. How we are retrieving the value? Same method I am using for writing the or creating a variable, environment variable. Now, how this works exactly is here. First, it will verify is there any variable with that name test value. If the variable is already there with that name, it will update the value. Whatever the value that I am giving here, it will forward the existing value with this value. In case if the variable is already there. If the variable is not there, then it will create and set the value. Now, if you look at here, do we have that variable in the user level? We don't have it. Can you see? Variable has been created. And now, variable is there, this time variable is there, but I am changing the value. Value has been changed. Now this variable can be accessed by any other application. Okay. So from macros they will use VBA, which is very similar to VBScript. In macros, we will update or create the variables and update the values for those variables. In automation tools, we read those values by using same WSH. Okay. So this is how normally we deal with environment variables. We can create the variables, or we can read the values from existing variables, or we can update the values for existing variables, or we can remove the variable as well. Okay, environment.remove method is for removing the variable. Okay, so this is how we deal with environment variables in WSH. Next is, but these methods probably we don't need that much. We don't get these situations along the reality. We have few more methods called reg delete. Reg stands for registry here, and reg read and reg write. So reg stands for registry. And reg write means to write a registry key, create a new registry key. And reg read to read a value from a registry key, whereas reg delete means to delete a registry key. You need to give up the complete path of the registry key. Normally we use HKLM. You know what is meant by HKLM? HK local machine. HKLM means HK local machine, and HK CU means HK current user, and then you can say HKLM slash path slash, you can give any value here. Let us try to write something. Read of HKLM software slash, I'm just giving the path, KND slash, it's not case sensitive, you have to give the absolute path, then just give the path of the valid root in registry key. This is the value. What is the value that I have given here? This is the value actually 65. Okay, so this is some hexadecimal it is converting into. 65 is the value. So if you provide the exact value there, it is a complete part of the registry. For any registry key that you can give, it reads the value of that registry key. But normally, ideally, we don't get this situation in the reality. Read the registries and all. Now, when you are doing Windows-based application automation or all these things, right? If you want to do some settings changes or configuration changes and all, you can go to the registries and you can update the registries. Based on the registries, then applications will function accordingly. So, if you want to update the values for registry keys, or if you want to retrieve the values from registry keys at all, then you can use this method: REG read, REG delete, or REG write. These three methods. REG delete means to delete the registry keys. But normally we don't delete the registry keys at all. That will impact on the software. Okay. So these methods normally you can use WSH for this also, to read the values from registry keys, to update the values in registry keys, and to delete the registry keys. REG read to read the registry key value. Then input will be the absolute path of the registry key, starting from root. Root will be either local machine, H key local machine, or you can use H key current user, or you can use H key classes root. Wherever your registry key is there, you need to start from there. Okay, so this is all about WSH, Windows Script Host. All these things can be done by using Windows Script Host. Okay, so you can you can run anything, file or command from command prompt. You can deal with the keyboard directly, or you can activate an application. That means you can bring the application to the front. You can use a pop-up which closes automatically. You can display pop-up which closes automatically, and you can also deal with environment variables at system level which are available, and you can deal with the registry keys, reading a registry, deleting a registry, or creating a registry, or creating or writing, updating the value of an existing registry key. And apart from that, we have some other methods available here, apart from whatever we have discussed, like current directory, create shortcut, or log event, all those. But as of now, those are not much important for us. I'll come back to that again. Current directory means it will give the path of the current file. Whatever the file is being executed, it just gives. Normally, when you say current directory in this, and if you run this, it will give this path because the file is here. Okay. So for now, that is not much required. We will see them later. So this is all about WSH, Windows Script Host. Where and all we use? Of course, we have a lot of situations where we use send keys. We have some situations where we need to bring the application to the front. And we have certain situations where we need to run some files from command prompt. Just like we see, just now we have seen, we need to run the browser. Okay. And registry, deleting registry keys or writing registry keys and all, we don't get that situations. That is only just in case if you are dealing with Windows-based applications and all. If you get any situation where we need to deal with registries, we can use that method. Otherwise, normally we don't use. So this is just in case in interviews if they ask, then okay. So this is all about Windows Script Host, WSH. Okay. So tomorrow we will see some other concept. shift